Okay. Take two. Alright, so I believe everything is up and running. What's the quality of our... I feel like the quality of our stream is bad. No, that is only because I'm watching it through the improper channels. Okay, I don't actually need to watch that. I just need chat. I am not a streamer, everybody. Apologies for the weirdness. We can go ahead and turn that quality down. I have chat here. Everything is good. I can hear everything. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to KXP. Welcome back to the Janus Project. So, I have been working on today's mission for several nights. A lot of designing and rebuilding and testing and coming up with new ideas for the mission at hand, and it has just taken forever. And I was a little bit busy this morning, so I wasn't able to sit down with the test flight to get it done. And I just ended up struggling so much that it took all that time. I decided to rope y'all in with me, and we're gonna just fly this mission together. I have some time to hang out, play some Kerbal. You know, there's probably gonna be a lot of crashing in this. I have been crashing a lot in my test flights, and you know, one of the helpful commenters once mentioned that they enjoyed seeing that. So this is probably going to be a lot of that. I don't know the best way to put this together into an episode, so enjoy the stream. So in the VAB, opening up our menu, I went through several iterations, but the Plane 3, Dual Plane 3, was the most stable of them all. And may I present to you this behemoth? What is going on right there? What are you doing? Hold on. There we go. Symmetry. Yeah, you know, it's not pretty. It's a little strange. It's a little funky. It's got these ELU multi-mode nuclear engines that are just overpowered SSTO beasts, because I am no good at coming up with SSTOs. I went through a couple different versions. You know what? We've got some time. We've got some time. Hold on. So look, this is a Joule Spaceplane 1. As you can see here, try to go with the nuclear stage right down there in the center. And then the Sabre M engines, what are those from? B9 Aerospace. Yeah. And it was pretty good. This was actually a pretty great design. It inspired a lot of confidence in me, and that kept me going through the spaceplane program, trying to get better and better at it. It worked, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. But whew, look at that Delta V. Anyways, going back down, Spaceplane 2. Basically the same thing, but with different engines. These actually, these are the ones we're using on our current craft, so slightly different. A little redundant though, because these are nuclear engines themselves, so we don't need these nerve engines. You saw Dual Plane 3. There we go. Dual Plane 4, I tried to minimize it, go down, back to basics. And then this is when I decided that having a medium holding tank, drill-o-matic, convertitron as a way to replenish our fuel would be a smart move when it comes to sending a craft all the way out to Joule, because this is going to be far from home for a very long time, and if anything goes wrong, if we run out of fuel, we are going to be stuck for quite a long time. We do have 7 years, because we're going to have 4 Kerbals in there. We have 7 years worth of supplies, so it's not terrible, but I'd like to make sure they get them home. So this is when I started coming up with that idea. Spaceplane 5, Oh, sorry. This is when I try to go back to basics. And I'm like, all right, maybe we just, thin out the structure a little bit, use the smaller pieces, use the smaller engines. The scimitars are actually supposed to be good enough to get you into the space plane. I could probably just take that engine here, pop it onto the back of this, get rid of all this other stuff if we weren't using frickin' TAC life support. But, someone decided that was a good challenge. Who decided that? Oh, that was me. So, that is Spaceplane 5. So, after that, we went back to Spaceplane 3 because it was our most stable design. And then we just kind of tweaked it and went from there. We've got some things hidden here in these Airstream fairings, and that's where you can see that's where all the life support is. That's where our drill-o-matic is, our convertitron, all that. And the fairing helps keep everything nice and aerodynamic. We've got these huge air intakes on there because these give the most. I can't remember how. They give something to the tune of like 8. There it is. 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 intake, and given the fact that these are like one of the most advanced engines that I have access to, it needs as much cool. What are you doing? Why are you not there? Is that? Oh, maybe that's why I was having such a problem. I didn't even realize. Right before I started streaming, or before I decided to start streaming this, I just kept crashing and not having enough power. All right. Anyways, enough yapping. This is good. The mission for today is to, I'm not going to open all bays, but the mission for today is to orbit Kerbin and do a little scan-sat mission on it, because I don't think we've done that in this playthrough. And it'll be a good testing system. I was really hoping to just take this space plane to Jool. That was the goal for today's mission, for today's episode. That's why I was working so much on trying to get the design down. But it is a lot harder than I was, anticipating. And I'm just, I'm sure I'll get better at this. I've never really dealt with space planes before. This is a little bit new territory for me. But if all goes well, this itself should act as an SSTO, single stage to orbit. So we should be able to take off from the runway. In fact, let's just do that. The weather's only going to get worse. We're going to go ahead and bring both of our scientists to keep the weight accurate. We're going to keep the Jool flag on there, even though it's only going above Kerbin, but just to keep the spirit. Alright, so I am excited. We're not going to run the full mission just yet. We're going to just do a quick simulation, because that is the way of the series. So let's go ahead and do that. Start on the launch pad, and I'll see you in a sec. Well, I don't need to say I'll see you in a sec. I'm just so used to cutting out the loading screens. Hi, how you doing? So, this takes a little bit longer than normal in the simulation mode, but hopefully shouldn't be too much longer. I'm excited to get into POV as well, because we are also going to be doing something spaceplane related, but we'll probably be developing our own in that, because the cockpit is very unique. I don't like the Mach 2 cockpit. Wow, it could not be worse weather. Alright, so everything should be set. Let's go ahead and fire the ignition. Ooh, that is loud in my ear. I don't know if that's loud on y'all, but there we go. Still pretty loud. Oh, I should be piloting. Not adjusting audio. Alright. So I turned it down on the stream, so hopefully it's not blasting out y'all's ears. It is still incredibly loud for me, so I will try not to yell. Alright, so most spaceplane flights go ahead and head off straight east because that is the easiest way to get yourself to orbit. However, we are not that fortunate. The mission for today is to get a ScanSat in place. Or not to get a ScanSat in place, but to be the ScanSat. Ooh. And so we need to get ourselves into a polar inclination. And I've tried to get myself equatorial and then just change the inclination, and it just, it's not the best. Not the best maneuver. Okay. Regain control. There we go. And pause. Whew. Settings. That is incredibly loud. Okay. There we go. Oh! Okay. Yep, I looked away to adjust my volume on my headphones, and we are going to start that again. Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of back and forth, but I just, I've been struggling with it, and there may be some humor to be had in the attempts. And you know what? I do have a lot of episodes where I try to show off some cool things that I can do, but I don't have enough episodes where I show, what? This game's hard. I can suck at it just as much as anybody else can. Alright, we got our fly-by-wire on, throttle up, cinematics. Let's go. Love the look of it. Oh, it's starting to weave off the runway. There we go. It is going to be a much different situation for the KXP crowd, too, because they have that bump in the runway. That's going to cause them to not be able to do as well. They're going to have to figure out something to make it go a lot faster, take off a lot sooner. Maybe I'll build a VTOL. That could be something. Never actually done that before, so that's going to be another freaking situation of I need to spend a whole bunch of time researching how to even make that happen. I do know that that is where the center of thrust comes into play, because you need to balance out your craft that way. Alright, I think we're good enough. We can turn our systems back on. Oh yeah, that's right. We have science to be done. There we go. The scan, been there, done that, shows us anomalies. And apparently it has an altitude of between 0 and 2 kilometers, which is a little ridiculous. Do we have to circumnavigate the whole globe that way? I don't know, but nonetheless, we're going to run it. This whole thing is set to scan everything in the Julian system, all the different moons of Joule, to get an idea of its biomes, the altitudes, visual maps, resources, and this one in particular will be doing anomalies. So if there's anything cool to see on any particular moon or planet, we're gonna. So currently we are just kind of hovering around the 360 meters per second range. We got to stay pretty low to the ground to maximize our efficiency in speed. If we notice here, I'm gonna try to do this without crashing. Yeah, no, we're good. Where is it? Liquid fuel. So we had to remove some of the liquid fuel in the back of the plane because it just couldn't get off the ground well enough if we had these back for tanks filled. So that's why there's missing fuel here. But if you notice, we're not actually losing any. I don't know if it's a bug, I don't know if it's a glitch, if it's a crack in drive, or if that's just a feature of the Project ELU multi-mode nuclear engines, but you know, I'm not complaining. But as long as we fly in low enough atmosphere, we won't be using up any of our fuel. I feel like we could eventually fly for indefinitely, but I'm not sure. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe I'll experiment with that in a side video at one point. See just how long, if I could get this into a stable atmospheric autopilot, just how long it can go. But we are actually a little too high to gain the speed that we need. So we're going to actually kind of come down here, which is where the danger arises. And this is where I kept failing earlier. It's because these trees now have collision. It's not, they're no joke. So we got to keep above them enough not to hit them, but low enough to gather the speed necessary. We need to get past 1,400 meters per second in order to break the atmosphere. We're starting to gain some speed. We're starting to build up, especially if we point downwards a little bit. It helps, but we're starting to raise. We're starting to lose enough. No, I guess we're not losing any weight from our fuel, so I don't know. But it's usually around this time, right before we meet our first boss, Mr. Mountain. Hey, Mr. Mountain. It's good seeing you again. That we need to kind of keep ourselves ready for that. We don't want to go too high because then we lose speed and we can start losing fuel. But of course, you know, if we go too low for too long, we won't pull up in time. And that's no good either. So, but we do need to make it to the other side of the mountain and keep going to keep up our speed. So this is just what I've had to do. It would have been so much nicer to go equatorial. I thought about it. I thought about just like, oh, the episode can just be, hey, we made an SSTO. Look at us get to orbit, and then we'll try to land back at the KSC. Cool enough, right? But this, you know, we don't have maps of Kerbin. This whole plane's design is to map things, and I want to make sure that it can do so. You know, if required. And so, yeah, I kind of forced myself to do something a little bit more challenging, just for the sake of, you know, not even realism, but just, like, worth it. We made an SSTO, packed it full of, science and weight, and, no. Okay, there we go. Packed it full of science and cameras and all sorts of stuff hanging out. Got it up to orbit and then came back. But, like, we could have just left it out and saved some weight and brought something else. Oof. Remember to tip the flight attendants. Do people tip flight attendants? I think people... Okay. Oh, no. Press the wrong button. Press the wrong button. Press the wrong button. Come on, pull up. There we go. Okay. See, this is the stuff I normally say to myself, or just don't say to myself when I'm recording this. Now that I'm on stream, I'm saying it to you. Alright, let's get ourselves low again. I've done this before. I'm not doing as well as I did the last couple times, so that doesn't make me feel great about our attempts. I may want to consider redesign again. They had an addition that worked pretty well. Okay, don't hit that. Okay, there we go. I had an addition that works pretty well, but I'll have to see if it comes down to it. I need to build up speed, and it's just not looking like it. It's not looking like this is gonna work. Just not fast enough. Do I have both? I do. That's kind of fun. Oh! Impact. That's why you don't get caught up in the cinematics. Alright. Oh. Throw the impact so bad it started to stutter up. That's pretty good. Oh! That was fun. I was not expecting that. Alright, so thankfully that's just a simulation. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. Alright, so there are a couple things we can do before we go. The fix that I had was basically just double up these engines, extend it even wider. I wouldn't bring this that far out. It would be a little stubbier, but I think before we do that, what we can start with, before we have to get so drastic with the design, is we are just going to pull that fuel out. Yep. That fuel shouldn't have been there. That's why I wasn't doing as good as I did in the last time, is because that was there. And yeah, it looks like, you know, oh, that should be fine, but the weight was too much. And so, and does anyone know what this glitch is all about? It says like I have 4 meters per delta V. I don't know. Anyways, we got our crew, got everything set. Oh, who's our pilot? Bartson and Joe Brett, engineers, and Gregden and Hillary. Go ahead and simulate once more. We need to simulate a successful mission. I can't run the mission until we have a successful simulation. It only has to be one simulation, but it has to be successful. And I have some time to stream tonight, so I guess I'm going to try to stream until we get that. That's the point of getting a Kerbal episode out, is to, by the end of it, have something cool to see. Something cool to show. Alright, back again. Launch. Yeah, see, this is the IVA. It's not great. Oh, I think I'm... Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we'll come up with a different kind of SSTO for them. KXP. POV is what I mean. Don't actually need that waypoint anymore. There we go. Alright, and let's go ahead and just begin our turn. Come on. This is a bit of a boat at times. It is turning with all its might. Do I have the gimbals turned down? Nope. Not a lick. I have all 3 keys pressed. Q, W, and A. Okay, and straighten out. And we're looking good. Okay, and straighten out. There we go. Alright, so we're already breaking speeds that we weren't before. So it's nice. I'm gonna ride high for a second. Keep our atmospheric autopilot up because I just realized the thumbnail for the stream is still off. Please don't crash. Catching it off in the corner of my eye. No. Okay, no, we're still good. Not gonna. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Head back. Okay, there we go. raise our head a little bit. Can't be doing that. But yeah, it's got a off thumbnail. I don't know how. Oh well. Not a problem. Just would have been cooler to have a cooler image. So we are climbing in speed. If you notice our nav ball, we are now passing 500 meters per second, which we had yet to do so far. We're not even needing to hover above the ground. Everything is looking good. We do see our friend Mr. Mountain up there, but at 700 meters per second, I feel like he's no threat. How's our Kerbals looking? Bartson, Joe Brett, Gregden, everyone's looking great. Ellery, you're not even there. I don't know where you are. But now we got the heating going. We're starting to go fast. 1,000 meters per second. Kilometer per second. And this is why space planes are fun. It's because they're very bright. And this is with the Firefly mod. As the atmospheric heating. It's not just for re-entry. It's also for some beautiful space planery. Yeah, see, that's what the thumbnail should be. But I think we are going fast enough. I don't even think I need to look at the nav ball take off. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that could also be the thumbnail. But we are going to go ahead and climb high into the sky. I really wish it wouldn't pitch over like that. There we go. And we can go ahead and turn this off. Oh, I do need to, I need to get chat back up. I wasn't looking. Oh, wait. No, I can see it right there. Oh, perfect. All right. Let's see. Our effective airspeed is dropping. Flow is dropping. Let's go ahead and switch on over to our oxidizer and liquid fuel. And that will push us the rest of the way. And as you can see here, we are now actually losing that. Yeah, this is, it's hard. It's a very hard situation. Getting a plane into orbit without any other stages. You know, I could have very easily just strapped some rocket boosters on here, but then it wouldn't have been an SSTO. All right, at 83. At 83, we're going to go ahead and call it. Let's add a maneuver at the Apple axis. Circularize. Get out of map mode. Ooh, flight computer up. Execute the node. Hit our RCS on. Separate our fairings. Lose a little bit of that mass. And we're looking good, everybody. We are in space. Well, no, not yet. We're getting there. But we've got to burn in a minute time. It is most of our Delta V. However, we should be able to get ourselves a little higher with what we have. Oh, thank you, Peabody. Thank you for choosing now to sharpen your claws. All right. So, 68, 69. There's the MUN. Yeah, so we can go ahead and open our cargo bays, deploy our solar panels, we'll wait on the rest of everything. Yeah, we are all set to go. So yeah, so that is, you know, getting up to space in a space plane. Unfortunately, this is not as efficient as it could be. This is a ridiculous design, actually. So, you know, if you're trying to make a space plane, don't copy this. Not necessarily, anyways, but until it's proven, anyways. Oh, look at that. All of these could be screen thumbnails. Alright, the crew's all calm and collected. Cool as cucumbers. And, yeah. Typically, I cut this part of the footage out, but, you know, here we are. I actually think I may kill the maneuver early, if given the chance. We don't necessarily need to circularize right at 80. Save ourselves a little delta V, and no, I missed it. It's okay. Oh, this is what I need to do. But there we go. Single stage to orbit, everybody. And we have 334 meters delta V left, so we could potentially deorbit if we need to. But I am going to see what our options are as far as scan stattery. We are actually at a pretty terrible angle to do some scan statting. We're also not really at a great height either, if I know correctly. Yeah, we want... okay, so higher than 200 kilometers is ideal for this one. Oh, no, it is too low. It is too low. That one's not going to tell me. That one doesn't... I don't think that one matters. Okay, some of these don't matter, so we will actually still do our science. That's cool. All right, so... Nope, put the solar panels away. That is what we wanted. Why are you flipping around? You know what? I don't mind it flipping around. I'll have a little more realism that these are facing actual planet Kerbin. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I like it. It's a little hard to see, though. There we go. And so that is followed by... There we go. Action groups. Ah, look at that, beautiful. Beautiful technology. So pretty. Yeah, so, whoops, there we go. So, yeah, this is the goal. It would, you know, it's going to fly around. Obviously, this is too low. 250 over 500 kilometers. Can we get to 500 kilometers? Yes, but it would take almost all of our fuel, and we would not be able to return. Okay. Okay, well, never never mind to that. Well, then I think we should try to pack more fuel, for one. And then for two, we're going to practice our return here. And then two, I don't remember what two is, but we definitely need more fuel. Alright, so if I do... Can I send any of this science? Perform all science. No. No. Resource? No. Are you gonna do anything? No. No. Oh, no research data accumulated. Oh, interesting. Oh, and my maneuver doesn't have enough delta V. All right, excellent. Okay, so you know what? Let's put our solar panels back out for a second, and let's take a quick lap. Let's take a quick lap around the globe. Because this may not be completely worthless. If this resource, if this terrain scanner, I believe it is, it's not from a, it's from a mod of an unusual type, if I remember. It's one of the random ones. My mod list is such a mess. I give out the mod list in the description of all my videos, but I've been asked before to, you know, would I make a mod pack? And the short answer is I won't make a mod pack, and that's primarily for most other people's benefits, just because my mod list is so out of date, and some mods are on weird versions. I have errors in my things, but by having those conflicts, having these weird versions, it gets to what I would like to do, and then because of the fact that the modding scene has become so robust since the shuttering of the studios, I feel like every time I try to get a series going, all the mod lists that I have end up updating like the week after I start, and then it just builds into a huge list of mods that are still out of date. So if I were to give you a mod pack that I put together now, you are instantly going to be hit with like, oh, you need to update all these mods, which will be fine because, you know, you would have a new save file. Oh, that's a pretty good shot too. You'd have a new save file, and you know, it wouldn't ruin any of your ships. But for me, I can't do that because then there goes the series. So I just kind of have to sit with it. And you know, I wouldn't want to give something to someone that is broken and imperfect and would potentially make their game not work, because you know that's not what they want. But if you ever want to recreate the mods that I use in my series, I do include the mod lists in all the descriptions. Alright, so we are back again on the sunlit side of the planet. Oh, there's a storm down there. Where are you? There you are. Review data? No research data accumulated. Check back later. Is there any way to tell that it's even working? No. Science collected. 0. Okay, that's the way to tell. Yep, you need to be between 60 and 150,000. 60 kilometers, really? Within the atmosphere. Alright, well, that is a colossal waste of time and resources. So we need to make sure that we have enough fuel on here to make it work, to get up to the altitude to make this even worthwhile. So let's go ahead and does that actually retract? No, it doesn't. I have to stop, and then this one stop, and this one John Paul stop, and I think this one stop. And then we hit it with 5. There we go. Bring those back in. And 3. That closes that. Excellent. It also has tucked in here, it's got a little nuclear generator, fission reactor that is meant to handle it in deep space, but not useful on this trip. There we go. All right, let's bring her home. I was hoping to land here, but I don't think that that's going to be a likely situation, so let's do it here. Plot that into flight computer. We don't need our solar panels up, so we can go ahead and close those for now. Oh, I had such high hopes for this. I want to... The Joule 5 is an incredibly difficult challenge that I have never even attempted. But I feel like that would be a fun challenge for the series if we're going to Joule. And the goal for the series is to plant a flag on every single celestial body. So, I mean, we got to bring Kerbals there to plant the flag. And if we bring Kerbals there, we've got TAC life support. Everyone, you know, time is valuable. So, if we're going to bring Kerbals there, might as well try to design a way to bring all the Kerbals to all the places there. Which, you know, that's a Julian 5. So... but it was a little bit, big-headed to think that I could just, you know, do that. Never having built a working SSTO before, never having done, crude home and transfer to Joule, none of that. Can't get too big for my britches. Alright, so now we are going to just... kind of tumble our way back in. I don't know how this is going to handle the heat. I had the heat cheat on for a while when I was testing something because I kept burning up, but we don't have it on now, so that's good. We don't have any cheats on, so that's good. Is there a way to pitch up? I used to know. There used to be a way that I knew how to kind of pitch up. No. Oh well. A little peek behind the curtain at all the random things that I end up cutting out of my videos. Why we'll sometimes cut to a little later in the flight. It's just me sitting there just going through menus being like, what is this? I have yet to figure out how to turn off HDR, by the way. I just want to confess that I've been trying. I've been trying so much to just not have it, but well, that's fun. You know, let's check this out. We never play around with this stuff. Let's just have fun with this. It's a fun little filter. See how Firefly looks under those conditions. All right, coming in for re-entry. And this is a little bit of a boat, like I mentioned. But we do got some pretty powerful RCS on here, so that's pretty good. Oh, that's no good, though. That's flipping too far. Okay, well, embrace the flip. live with the spin. Just kind of keep our flat side as much as possible, lose as much speed as possible, and just go with the flow. How's our Kerbals doing? Oh, they are just out of their mind with Kerbal enjoyment. This is like their natural habitat. I don't know what to say. People would probably be freaking out at this point. Could also be another great thumbnail. Oh, what just happened? What just burnt off? Aeroplane control surface. Which one? Oh, it's not destroyed. So that's good. Okay, so now we're starting to just level out, and that's not good because now we're just coming in backwards. We need, if we're gonna flip, we can flip, but we can't get stuck going one way, otherwise then our heat's gonna start building up too much, and that'll be no good. Come on. Control surfaces don't have a lot to work with. There we go. There is our roll control. So we are going to add that to our tail fins. Not very realistic, but you know what? We'll deal with it. And this is a test flight after all, so I'm not too concerned, but it is something we are going to have to keep in mind. So I'd like to not come in backwards, if that is alright with y'all. Is there land anywhere? Alright, let's turn on our engines, try to gain a little bit of control. I think there might be some land over here. But other than that, it looks like we are in the middle of nothing. Alright, starting to gain a little bit of control. Not a lot, though. Whoops. Oh, I hit the wrong action group. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Are we doing it? No. I gotta stop hitting that. There we go. Oh, we got this. We got this. Oh, come on. Come on. You got the Skerbals. Fly. Delta V is not telling us any information. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, you know what? Maybe let's take that off. Can we do fly-by-wire? Oh, this is not looking good. Oh, we need to simplify our space plane. I think that's what it is. We need to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Oh, this is because it's too unwieldy. You know, it's a great mega plane for mega plane reasons, but you know what? I don't think I'm qualified enough to understand what I'm doing. Are we just gonna float around in circles like this, or are we actually gonna do something? I mean, 50 some odd meters per second makes me feel like we're actually gonna land safely, but yep. Textbook landing. Way to go, guys. Alright, let's turn this off. Get our color back. Looks nice. Alright. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so back in the space plane, let's take a look at our dual plane 5. Okay. Okay, so we have certain benefits of dealing with a smaller frame, but then also some negatives. Like those engines that we were using, those super high power engines would be great here, super powerful here, but with the added weight of this, or with the diameter of this, they would be way too big. Now, also with these engines, now it actually struggles to push this one up as well. But we've got this design. This is also going to be kind of spy satellite, but it actually has much more limited capacity for scanning. So it's got this one right here, SARL antenna, the Scan RX hyperspectral resource mapper, and the VS1 high resolution imager. That's what that got. That's what that has. So we're going to go ahead and retract this. This also needs to be above 700 kilometers above the surface. So if we're going to be doing any work here today, we need to have that handled. I want it to have all the life support that it would if it were going on its full journey, even though we're only going to low carbon atmosphere or low carbon orbit. I want it to basically be the same exact craft that we would be taking to Joule. I don't know if this is good enough. I don't know if this craft is worthwhile. Let's try it out. Let's oh no, not actual launch. Let's simulate it. And see how it does. I've been streaming for almost an hour now. It's pretty good. Haven't gotten a lot of progress on the mission, but having a good old time flying. Alright. Throttle up. Atmospheric autopilot on. Oh, that is the nuclear engines. Shut down that. Shut down that. Pretty sure I had that on an action group of some sort. Why are you leaning off to the side? Stop. Stop going to the side. Come on. See, this is a lot of what I was doing earlier today. Was just over and over flights. Okay, all right. Well, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Just over and over again. Just restart after restart. There we go. Alright, let's put these engines on their own stage. There we go. There we go. Much better. Now, why aren't you turning? Do you not have steering? Oh well. Alright, so we are off, not nearly as quickly as before, but quite luminously. Look at that, it's blinding. I'm gonna turn a white spot onto the monitor. And it is taking to the end of the runway like before. Oh, come on. Okay. Don't lose control. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, glad I didn't. I was going to say glad I didn't retract my wheels, but when I said that, my finger hit the G button. Hey, Barton, how you doing? Still alive. No one else is, though. But you know what? I don't think anyone else was with you for some reason. Alright, let's try that again. And let's actually get another person with you. Alright. Where is the Kerbal? So we've got two, actually. That's right. We had... Because we want an engineer and a scientist. There we go. Alright, let's... So already, I don't like it. I don't know that I like these engines. I don't know that they are going to be good enough. So let's go ahead and check these out. These are just way too big, right? Yeah. Yeah, no way. That's just ridiculous size for that. Alright, so we've got the rapiers, which is typically what people use to get to orbit. So, theoretically, I should be fine with some scimitars, because the scimitars have the same stationary thrust, but better thrust in vacuum and air. This one has more stationary thrust. It's the same size. Let's try those. Let's try this. A lot of what I did when I was building these is just replacing the engines back and forth. Just going over it. It's like, well, that engine with this engine. No? Okay, this engine with that engine. Still nothing. Alright, this engine and that. Alright, let's make sure center of lift, center of mass. That's all good. Wheels. Actually, the whole thing could be moved forward a little bit. There we go. And that'll have to do. Alright, let's try that again. Alright. Throttle up. Whoa. No, not camera. There we go. Throttle up. Fly by wire. Enabled. Gotta stop putting these on the same stage. There we go. Fire. Well, that's a fun little visual effect. I don't think I use these engines. I don't think in my experimentations, I don't think I tried these ones, because that is an interesting effect that I would have noticed. Oh, that's cool. Oh, again. Gotta not hit that. Oh, but at least I didn't crash this time. Alright, gotta stop focusing on the visuals. Start focusing on the flying. Alright, so we're airborne. We've got enough thrust to keep ourselves going forward. Let's go ahead and switch our trajectory. There's no way. There is absolutely no way we're going to be able to get this thing to orbit higher than what we did in the previous iteration. Oh, we're falling. Why are we falling? Why are we falling? Thanks. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, sorry for all those squeaky chair noises. Okay, let us take a look at this and see what we can do. Alright, so we are going to name this the Joule Spaceplane 6. Because that is where we're at with this. So let's go ahead and just get rid of this whole shebang right there. Whoops. We want... Get rid of that. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this whole thing. Get rid of that. Get rid of all this because we're not going to have a convertitron on this design. I just want to get to space now. I think I just want to get a mission done where I map the planet and I come back. This is ridiculous. So we're going to take that off as well. Get rid of that. One intrepid pilot. That's all we need. Alright, so we are going to put some batteries on here. I just try to make this fast. Because I wasn't planning on doing building. I was hoping to just fly the mission until I could get it correct. But apparently that is not in the cards. Because that is just how it goes with Kerbal, is you think you have it right, everything seems to go working according to plan, and then you try it for real, and then it just doesn't, and then it will continue to not for hours on end until you finally nail it down, and just get it right. All right, so that gives us a year's worth of food and then some with oh, how much waste? Oh, plenty of waste. All right. So that'll keep us safe if we end up getting stuck out in space in orbit. That'll keep us from dying too quickly anyways. So, now how do I minimize this plane to get to orbit? What's the best way to just have the least amount of mass to get the fastest going plane to get to orbit? That is the question. That is the tyranny of the rocket equation, is the more fuel you have, the bigger your craft means the more fuel you'll need to lift it. And then you put more fuel in and it makes your craft bigger. And then you need more fuel. And it's a never-ending cycle. So what can we do? I guess we can go with these here. Maybe extend it a little bit. No, you know what? We'll extend it a lot a bit. Alright, we're going to throw on, not a Terrier, but, where are you? A Beagle from the Venstock revamp. I love this mod. Thankfully, you can't, unfortunately, you can't use Ven's, recoloring mod, because, with, what is it, the other mod that is most common? Recolor, restock, can't remember. Incompatible mods, but the Ven's parts mod is compatible, and they got some good stuff there. What is that? Like an RP1 looking engine. Anyways, alright, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and get our air breathing engines now. I'm guessing something like that. Those are way too big. Oh, looks pretty decent. What are those though? 122 stationary thrusts. It's not too bad. VTOL engines. Interesting. Is it just plug and play? Just you put some VTOL engines on there and oh no, okay. No, it can't be that simple. Why would it be that simple? Okay, let's see. Any other options? Tiger, no. Alright, yeah, so just the rapier and the scimitar. So that's a stationary thrust of 105 and 105. So this one that we actually have on there right now, the Saber S, has more. So that's actually a more powerful engine. What kind of... Goes Mach 4.5, which I think is perfect. Alright. Yeah, I could be into that. When it does have rocket engine capabilities. So, I think let's just give it a little bit of oxidizer fuel. Just to get ourselves into space when we need to, and adjustable RAM. I think this gives the same exact stats as the shot cone intake. Intake area 0.75 square meters. 74 square meters. Oh, so they are slightly different. Effective base speed 5 meters per second. Effective base speed 10 meters per second. Sometimes it is very helpful to look at the not the stats, but I guess the stats, the window. It has some heat shielding. That's what this one says. This one's just filled with patent pending classified info, patent pending classified info. So you know what? Adjustable ramp intakes. You are out. Shot cone. You are in. I guess we could just move that forward, put everything in line. I don't see the harm in that. Alright, now let's get some control surfaces on here and try it out. So I just want to get back up into the air. There we go. There we go. Get center of lift, center of mass. Wow, that is almost just good enough like that. What if I just put like a winglet? Just like a winglet right there. Yeah, that'd be fine, right? Okay, wings. I'm guessing, like, what? What kind of wings would be this? Because we need to go fast, right? So, something like this? Aerodynamics? I feel like I'm underthinking this. I feel like it's more complicated and I'm doing myself a disservice by just blazing through here. But that's what we're going to do for right now. It's not RP1. Am I going to get enough lift from that? That's, okay. Just move that back a little bit. I feel better. I feel a little bit better with that. All right. Oh, landing gear. That would help. Let's see. I do actually like these side attached landing gears. It's quite fun. They're right behind center of mass. These are these extra landing gear from Airplane Plus. Very nice. If you ever plan on doing airplane stuff, this is a great addition. We could kind of have like a low profile for our thing, right? Yeah, that's not terrible. That's such a tiny wheel. Oh. Okay. No, that is terrible. Small, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what we're reduced to. That looks straight, I think. Slightly pitched up, which will hopefully help us on takeoff, but maybe not pitched up that much. There we go. All right, let's try it out. I'm done looking at it. I just want to fly. Let's go. All right, save, simulate, go. Oh, I didn't check my staging. Didn't check my staging. That's okay. You can do it right here. All right, let's go yet again. Beautiful day for a flight, anyways. This hangs so low to the ground. And the Airplane Plus wheels do sometimes get a little bumpy. I don't know if it's a glitch. Oh, okay. Lift up, and wheels. Didn't even notice we were at the edge there. All right, well, much more maneuverable, which is nice to see. Ooh, that was fun. That was nice and smooth. Not even worried. Okay, this has got a lot of control. All right, so let's go ahead and just buckle in for the long haul. Let's start building up that speed. Start flying low. Not that low, not that low. Start flying low. And hopefully we can get fast enough before we hit landfall. We do seem to be building up quite a bit of speed, though, so I think that's good. Yep, 380. We are approaching land. It's not too bad. We're high enough that I don't think we're going to just smack into it, but we got plenty of time. So if we do smack into it, that's entirely my fault. All right, passing 440 meters per second. That's a good sign that we are going to be building up enough speed momentarily. As we see, we can already see some of the atmospheric effects on the wings. This is a really stable plane. I like it. 600 meters per second. Start to break sound barriers. 700. All right. Looking good. We don't even have to hang this low, I don't think. I think we need to be this low in altitude. Also, our liquid fuel is going down, so it's not as
I don't know what was going on with those other engines, but it's not like that. 900 meters per second. Once we start getting the heating effect, let's actually dip down a little bit. Once we start getting the heating effect, we're going to crank it all the way up, point ourselves up into space, and just try to use our momentum to push ourselves upwards. So now the question is are we going to be able to do that before we hit Mr. Mountain here? We shall see. Nope, not in the cards. Sorry for just being so silent. I just got focused on the flying. That was fun. Flying is a lot of fun. Ooh, except when you're not flying. Oh, except when you don't know what you're flying into. Oh, okay, that was nice. We survived. All right. Let's bring it down a little bit. Build that speed up. Looked like we were actually building up some heat right there before we dropped down. Are we going to have enough fuel, though? That is the question. Getting the Firefly going. And we're going to start our ascent. So a little bit different of a flight profile than before. We're not going nearly as fast as before. Yeah, I am rapidly running out of liquid fuel. Let's go ahead and hit an upwards trajectory right now. Fast as we can. I have them set to automatic switching, so hopefully when this runs out, it'll just switch on over to using oxidizer and push us the rest of the way. And it's probably done. Just gonna close the intakes there. And nope, they didn't automatically toggle, so we're gonna toggle. Oh, don't lose control. There we go. Alright, so now we're using some of our rocket engines, which means we're burning not just liquid fuel, but the oxidizer itself, which apparently we have a whole bunch more than the liquid fuel. Alright, and just like before, we have brought our apoapsis into space, which is good to see. We have absolutely no solar panels on this. Didn't put any because we didn't change it around so much. Let's go ahead and circularize. Says that we don't have enough fuel, but that is also because we are in the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and time warp our way up. Yeah, even up in space, we do not have the delta V required to circularize. This is not This is not gonna work. Space planes are hard. Okay. Let's take another stab at this. We got this. All right. So, we were able to gather the speed, but we ended up utilizing so much fuel just to build up that speed to get up there that it just wasn't worth it. Maybe we don't do spaceplane to Joule. Maybe we don't do SSTO anyways. Maybe we can, do a shuttle situation. I mean, I was planning on having to refuel it in low Kerbin orbit anyways, or swing by Minmus to harvest some fuel from that. But then I started learning a little bit more about how to get to Joule and realized that we can use gravity assist to get there. But there's a mod that I learned about that I don't have yet that I may want to add before we do that. So that's something I need to think about. And try something. Let's get rid of all this. Get rid of all that. And that. Let's get rid of that. Keep these. Keep that. And add that there. Don't need... Oh, we might need that. Need that. Don't need that. Put that there. So it's... Okay, so it's just that, right? Now, we take this, right, and we put it there, color it like that, and then we put just one of these engines on here. Maybe, yeah. Do we need both of these? Can we get away with less? Yeah, let's get rid of this. We're going to just try to make the smallest little SSTO possible. I think that's going to be our goal for today. We're going to make the smallest SSTO possible. VTOL engine. How does that work? Like that, I guess. Interesting. We'll take a look at that in a second. I'm not even in the position to look at that right now. Hold on. So, Mach 3 max thrust 386, Mach 4.1 max thrust 899. 4.5, 771. 0.51 per second liquid fuel drain, and that is better than all of these. Yeah, it's better than all of those. That's 2.5. What is that? What does a big engine look like on that? Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. All right. Sabre S. All right, we're going to stick with that. Close that. If we put an intercooler on here, can that be our air intake? Or pre-cooler, that's what I mean. Can that be our air intake? Why am I asking you? And center of lift, center of mass. This says like tiny fuel tank, but apparently a lot of delta V. A little crazy. Huh. What about that? What about just a pre-built jet plane wing? No need to get fancy. We're gonna try this little VTOL engine. We're gonna see. I'm gonna see how it goes. Is that centered? I feel like that's not correct. Is it supposed to be on wings? It might be supposed to be on wings. Yeah, maybe that's a wing thing. Wingding. So center of mass is like right there. Oh, and I do need wheels. Okay. Put that like right there. And let's get some wheels. And then we are looking good. Do this landing, these sideways landing gear again. I like them. All right, cool. So we are gonna need these on an action group. Ooh, it's interesting. We need to toggle the engines, and we'll do toggle hover for number 2. Is that it? That's nothing else we need to do? Yeah, I think so. All right. So yeah, let's try this out. Who we got in the cockpit? Barton, you're our only pilot, aren't you? You know what? Let's give Ropond. Ropond, it's your turn. You get to check things out. All right, save that. Jewel plane 6. Let's go ahead and simulate. Alright, so tiny little space plane. Hopefully it'll work. Let's test out, let's put our brakes on. Alright, so let's test out. Toggles the engines. And then 2 is hover mode. Makes a weird sound. Can it not lift? Probably can't lift. That was fun. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Oh, it is gonna work. Interesting. Okay, but I do think we need to get that on. Okay. So it is gonna work, but it's not worth it. We'll work on making that worth it some other time. We'll learn how to do VTOL engines. All right, let's just get rid of those. It'd be good. Oh, but let's put this on an action group actually to switch modes. There we go. Save. Let's go again. Okay. Throttle up, autopilot or fly-by-wire on. Nice visuals. Let's get going. All right. North destination, polar inclination, SSTO, mini. Okay. Oh, that is unwieldy. All right. That is because I never set these to be any which way. There we go. Okay. Definitely need to remember to do that in the VAB or the spaceplane hangar next time we go in. Start our scan. This is also very maneuverable. Very responsive to the controls. Alright, let's go ahead and lower our altitude, build up a little speed. Hopefully we can rise above a lot sooner. Yeah, we are already cruising up into 600 meters per second. We'll be doing good. Oh, don't hit the trees. There we go. Nice. What's our... Oh, we have more than half of our liquid fuel is gone. So this is not a very efficient way of flying. But it is good to know that that engine pre-cooler did, in fact, act as air intake. Yeah. I don't think this is going to do it. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that liquid fuel. It's just bleeding out. It's just so much easier to do rockets in this game. Who would have thought, but who would also have thought that rocket science is, marginally easier. Oh, and there is our flame out. Okay, well, this is all she wrote for this airplane. Ooh, can we bring her down to a safe landing? Probably. This thing is very maneuverable. Can we spin in between these trees right here? Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, that's actually kind of fun. And Touchdown. 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 That's what I like to see. Oh, that's not what I like to see. But nonetheless, that worked. I am going to do one more thing. Let's restart this. Alright, so been streaming for an hour and a half, hour 35. I am kind of coming to the end of my rope with this mission. I think we are just going to send a rocket and be done with it. We're going to make ourselves a mothership. We actually already started making ourselves a mothership that I can show you in a sec, but for now I'm going to have a little fun, and we are going to call today's episode to a close. I know it's not an episode, it's more of a stream, but you know, this was hopefully to kind of be the Janus Project episode, the KXP for the day. So because it's there we go. Yeah, I've never really done air acrobatics in KSP before. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I've never done air acrobatics in KSP before, so I wanted to give a shot. But yeah, we're gonna work on a mothership, a big old space station to send to Jool with several different landers, and go about the Jool 5 that way. You know, decades worth of life support. If we need to leave those Kerbals out there, I mean, no, we're not gonna leave any Kerbals out there. Don't listen to me, Ropond. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we will. We'll definitely be working on that. I do think I may still give SSTOing a shot in KXP or POV, because I still feel like it could be possible. But right now I've just spent too much time and not enough success. Nope. Alright, I need to figure out this camera situation. That's what I need to do. No, you know what? Rather than an SSTO, I will, in the POV, I think I will actually try for that VTOL. That does seem kind of like the right thing to do. What's the right camera? What's the right camera mode for this? There we go. Oh, I don't think this is the right camera mode for that. Oh. No, 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 no. Oh, there goes our engine. Safe landing, though. Let's do it again. I'm so used to not talking during the loading screens that it catches me off guard when they happen. So I'm just like, oh, the screen went black? Okay, just take a second. Just hang out here. We'll start talking again. That one was terrible. There's no excuse for that one. Yeah, I might be reaching the end of our recording session just because I might be reaching the end of my brain power. But I think we've got a good setup for where we're gonna go next. Ooh, is my joystick still hooked into things? Oh, and that's also something. That's also something. We had our control surfaces set to everything. No, I don't have my joystick active. There we go. That's a nice chase camera. Don't have my hands on the right keys. Oh. Oof. Hard landing. All right, we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more. One more for fun. I was enjoying that. I don't do acrobatics like I mentioned before, and I've definitely never done a bridge attempt. You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna attempt a bridge, fly under, flyby, bridge flyby, fly under. One of those terms. We're gonna try one of those, and then we're gonna go. This is a pretty zippy little plane. It might even be better if I didn't even have that in there, the scanning equipment. Oh, do we have everything set to everything? Yeah, we do. Oh, come on, right when I got a hang of things. You can't see it, but I'm face palming so hard right now. Alright, one more time. One more time. One more time. Okay, so I'm going to change this now. That's yaw, that's pitch, and that's roll. All right. All right, last attempt. Win or fail, win or lose, pass or fail. Either way, I'm going to call it a night. All right, so the goal is to pass under one of those bridges. So I'm going to fly by it first and just get eyes on it. Maybe I lower my speed a little bit. That might be beneficial. All right, so what's the best way? Maybe I come in from that direction. Oh, okay. Don't fall. Ooh, yeah, we don't need that on. Let's go ahead. We got this. All right. And then drop down and then pull up. No, no. Well, we made it underneath. Oh, we made it underneath and we are alive. So I am going to call that a success. Well, we didn't set out to do what we hoped to do today and get ourselves an SSTO. Certainly not one capable of getting to Joule. Definitely not one capable of scanning in a polar orbit above low Kerbin orbit, and not even one that can be tiny and get into orbit. It made it as small as we could while still maintaining all the stuff we needed, and it just wasn't going to happen. So we're going to go back to the drawing board on that, watch more videos about SSTOs, but I think in the next episode of KXP, we are actually going to focus more on building a space station, getting ourselves a situation. You had all that time to catch yourself and you still fell on your face. Nice. Well, everyone, that is where I'm going to leave today's stream. Or episode if you're watching this after the fact. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward for more KXP. If you did think about subscribing, drop me a like. Let me know your thoughts, and I